The Bloodline have savagely and brutally kicked Paul Heyman from the group after he failed to acknowledge Solo Sikoa as the new tribal chief of the group. What's going on, guys? It is Ketch back with another video on the channel. I know it has been a while, but I am back. And yeah, let's get straight into it. If you do like this video and enjoy it, please don't feel afraid to give it a like, a share, and a subscribe, as it really helps the channel grow. And let's get straight into the video. Bloodline Acknowledgement Ceremony was the main event of SmackDown overnight, and Solo Sikoa and the rest of the Bloodline, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and the newcomer Jacob Fatu all came to the ring for this Bloodline Acknowledgement Ceremony with the wise man Paul Heyman in tow. And Solo Sikoa has been using a lot of mannerisms from Roman Reigns in previous weeks, and he stepped it up another level on the previous episode of SmackDown by wanting Heyman to give him the mic, similar to how Roman Reigns does, where he just puts his hand out and asks for the mic to be placed in his hand. He also wanted the crowd to acknowledge him as a tribal chief, which was met with thunderous boos by the Madison Square Garden faithful. And yeah, one by one, Solo got Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and Jacob Fatu to acknowledge him as the tribal chief of the new Bloodline. And one by one, they all did so, even going so far as to say, "Solo, I love you and I acknowledge you as my tribal chief." However, then Solo Sikoa came to Paul Heyman. And in this scenario, Heyman did give Paul the opportunity to leave, but before Paul could even think about leaving, Solo did stop him in his tracks and was like, "Paul, I need you to acknowledge me as tribal chief." As I already mentioned, Solo asked Heyman to acknowledge him as tribal chief of the new Bloodline, even going as far as getting Tonga Loa to give him the tribal lei that Roman Reigns has worn over his neck and on his shoulders in previous times to acknowledge the true head of the table, the true tribal chief in Roman Reigns. Now, Paul Heyman was clearly shocked by this. He was like, "Where did you get that?" He screamed it so bloody loud that the mic picked it up as well. And then Heyman was like, "Paul, I need you to acknowledge me." And Heyman, who's a master storyteller, told Solo, "Solo, I love you, but you are not my tribal chief. I do not acknowledge you as my tribal chief." And this got a thunderous pop from the Madison Square Garden faithful. But unfortunately for Heyman, he was then spiked by Solo Sikoa, pretty much excommunicating him from the group, and then got Jacob Fatu to clear the announce table. The Bloodline then put Paul Heyman through the table in, well, actually, they put him through the announce table with a Shield triple powerbomb, another reference to Roman Reigns' his Shield days. And yeah, Paul Heyman was then out for the count. He had, people checking on him to see if he was okay, and then he was stretched out of the arena after SmackDown went off the air. But the lasting shot of SmackDown as it went off the air was Solo Sikoa putting his finger in the air as the new tribal chief, and the rest of the new Bloodline acknowledging him as said tribal chief. And I think this is, it's a great storytelling on behalf of the Bloodline and the team behind it who produced it. I believe it was Michael Hayes who has produced all the Bloodline segments up until this point, and he did another fantastic job on the latest episode of SmackDown. He's really doing a good job with the Bloodline segments. And apparently, I was reading somewhere that Heyman apparently didn't sleep or shave before the angle in order to sell how paranoid he was regarding the situation he found himself in, which was evident on last week's episode of SmackDown when he asked CM Punk to take him with him. Unfortunately, Punk was taken out by an angry Drew McIntyre, but that's a different story. And yeah, because of that, Heyman has been more and more paranoid each and every week, and the fact that Jacob Fatu made his debut last week has made Heyman even more paranoid, and it showed. He had red bloodshot eyes, he hadn't shaven, his grey hair that he normally dyes black was coming out at the sides, and the fact that Solo's antics and constantly wanting to be like Roman Reigns and acknowledged similar to Roman Reigns finally pushed Paul Heyman to his breaking point. As appalled as Heyman was getting at Solo's antics and trying to be like Roman Reigns, the crowd at Madison Square Garden was chanting, "We want Roman." Now, these chants have been getting louder and louder each and every week, and it's only a matter of time before the Tribal Chief does indeed return to WWE television. Now, a lot of people have been saying online that he might return at Money in the Bank after the 6-man tag match between the Bloodline and Randy Orton, KO, Kevin Owens that is, and the WWE champion Cody Rhodes. But I think they're going to probably save that return for SummerSlam, as it just means they'll have more eyeballs on the product. There'll be more casual fans on it. And, you know, I think that's going to be a massive, major babyface return pop for both Roman and Paul Heyman. The new Bloodline now minus Heyman will continue to wreak havoc on SmackDown, even though Nick Aldis will try and keep him in control. The new Bloodline will just do whatever they want. And with that matchup coming against Randy Orton, KO, and Cody Rhodes at Money in the Bank, who knows what the outcome will be? In the lead up to SummerSlam, expect there to be numerous clues and hints to the imminent returns of both Roman Reigns, the true Tribal Chief of course, and his wise man Paul Heyman. I also think Jimmy Uso will return at some point, maybe just before Roman and Paul come back on WWE television, just to give, you know, the OG Bloodline fans something of hope that the Tribal Chief is coming soon. But I guess we'll have to wait and see what WWE and to a more major extent Triple H have cooking up their sleeves. That is the end of this video, guys. I hope you have enjoyed. If you did enjoy, please do give it a like, share, and subscribe, and let me know what you think of Solo's antics in the new Bloodline, and when you think Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief, and Paul Heyman, the wise man, will return. But that has been the end of this one, guys. I'll catch you on the flip side very soon. See you guys. Bye.